Let me tell you something quietly. There is one thing that works on almost every woman, and she will never admit it out loud, not because she's lying, but because attraction doesn't happen in the logical mind. It happens beneath awareness, in the emotional undercurrents where logic has no voice. And once a man understands this, he stops trying to impress, convince, or chase. Today, I'm going to reveal that hidden truth from a woman's perspective, backed by psychology and Stoicism. Stay with me because this isn't what you think it is. And no, it's not money, it's not looks, and it's not smooth talk. It's something deeper, something primal, something that bypasses every rational filter we think we have. Before we dive deeper, a quick message. If you've been learning from my videos and you want to support this work, you can subscribe to me on Facebook with a paid membership, send stars, or join my YouTube channel's paid community. Your support helps me create more powerful content for you, and I truly appreciate every bit of it. All right, now let's continue. Truth number one, what truly attracts women is emotional control. Here's the secret. Women respond to how a man handles himself emotionally, not what he says. Emotional control creates safety, and safety creates attraction. Not boring safety, but grounded calm. The kind of calm that says, I've seen chaos and I'm unmoved. Stoic men don't react impulsively. They don't explain themselves emotionally. They don't chase reassurance or validation from anyone. From a woman's subconscious perspective, this feels powerful because chaos is common. Everyone reacts, everyone defends, everyone breaks under pressure, but calm is rare, and rarity is magnetic. Think about it this way. When a man can stand in the center of emotional turbulence, whether it's an argument, uncertainty, or rejection, and remains centered, something shifts in how a woman perceives him. He becomes the anchor, and women are unconsciously drawn to anchors in a world of storms. This isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them. Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. They knew that the person who controls their inner world naturally influences the outer world without force, without manipulation, just presence. Truth number two, detachment feels like confidence. Here's what women don't say. Men who are slightly detached feel more attractive, not because they don't care, but because they aren't dependent. Detachment isn't coldness, it's self-sufficiency. It's the ability to walk away without resentment, to stay without clinging, to love without losing yourself. Stoicism teaches non-attachment, being present without clinging, being involved without being consumed. From a woman's perspective, this feels grounding because most men become emotionally dependent quickly. They invest everything. They text constantly. They need responses. They need reassurance. And that creates pressure. Pressure suffocates attraction. But when a man can be present without needing the relationship to validate his worth, that's when desire has room to grow, because desire grows where pressure disappears. And pressure kills attraction faster than silence ever could. This is the paradox most men never understand. The more space you give, the more someone wants to fill it. The less you need, the more you're wanted. Truth number three, silence activates imagination. This one is uncomfortable, but real. When a man doesn't fill every gap with words, the mind fills it instead. Silence creates space. Space creates curiosity. And curiosity is the beginning of obsession. Stoic men don't over-explain. They don't justify. They don't defend their silence. They allow moments to breathe. And when a woman begins to wonder, she's already emotionally engaged. Curiosity always comes before desire. Think about the men who talk endlessly, who explain their feelings in detail, who need to be understood completely. There's no mystery there, no tension, no emotional pull. But the man who listens more than he speaks, who observes more than he reacts, who lets silence sit comfortably between sentences, he becomes a puzzle. And women can't resist puzzles. Not because we're shallow, but because the unknown is inherently more interesting than the obvious. Silence isn't manipulation, it's restraint, and restraint signals depth. Truth number four, availability reduces emotional weight. Here's something most men misunderstand. Being available all the time doesn't feel loving, it feels predictable. And predictability, while comfortable, is not exciting. When a man has his own life, his time gains weight. His attention becomes valuable. Stoicism emphasizes purpose over people pleasing. A Stoic man doesn't center his entire existence around one person. He has missions, goals, interests that don't require an audience. From a woman's subconscious view, a man with direction feels stable and stability feels attractive. Not because women want to be ignored, but because they want to be chosen by someone who has options, someone who could walk away but chooses to stay. That choice carries weight. But when a man has nothing else, no hobbies, no ambitions, no independence, his presence loses value because it's guaranteed, and guaranteed things don't trigger desire. Scarcity does. Not manufactured scarcity, real scarcity, the kind that comes from living a full life. Truth number 5, women respond to presence, not effort. Effort feels logical to men. You do things, you prove yourself, you show up, but attraction isn't logical. Women respond to presence, how you make them feel in silence, not speeches. Stoic men don't perform, they don't try to be interesting. They observe, they listen, they stay centered. That presence feels rare, and rare things draw attention. Here's the difference. A man who tries hard is performing. He's seeking validation through effort. But a man who simply exists confidently without needing applause creates a gravitational pull, because presence doesn't ask for anything. It just is. And in a world of people desperate to be seen, someone comfortable in their own skin stands out effortlessly. Women feel this even if they can't explain it. They feel when a man is trying versus when he's simply being, and being always wins. Truth number 6, emotional restraint signals strength. Here's the hidden psychological signal. Men who restrain emotions appear stronger, not distant, not cold, but composed. Stoicism teaches mastery of self before mastery of situations. Control what you can control, your reactions. Release what you cannot, outcomes. From a female perspective, this restraint creates trust. Because if a man can't control his own emotions, how can he handle life's unpredictability? How can he lead when things fall apart? Emotional restraint isn't about hiding feelings. It's about choosing when and how to express them. It's the difference between reacting and responding. And trust opens emotional doors. Trust always comes before attachment. A woman needs to trust that you won't crumble, that you won't become volatile, that you're steady. And once that trust exists, attraction deepens naturally because she can finally relax into the connection. Truth number 7, women are drawn to men who don't need them. This is the part few will admit. Neediness repels. Self-fulfillment attracts. Men who don't need a woman to feel complete are the ones women feel safest choosing. Stoicism teaches fulfillment from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself." From a woman's view, this feels freeing because desire should feel like choice, not responsibility. When a man needs you to be happy, you become his therapist, his mother, his entire world. That's exhausting. But when a man is already whole and he invites you into his life as an addition, not a solution, that's when love feels light. And when attraction feels like a choice, it deepens naturally. No pressure, no guilt, just genuine connection. The Stoic secret behind all of this. Here's the truth tying it together. The thing that works on almost every woman is not action, it's inner stability. Men who control themselves don't try to control outcomes. And paradoxically, that's when attraction becomes effortless. Because when you stop chasing, you stop radiating desperation. When you stop performing, you start being real. And real always beats perfect. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless, it's about emotional sovereignty, owning your reactions, choosing your responses, living with purpose. And women feel that. They feel when a man is grounded, when he's not easily shaken, when his worth isn't dependent on her approval. And that feeling creates attraction that doesn't fade. She'll never admit this openly, but calm men change how women feel. Not because they manipulate, but because they don't chase, they don't beg, they don't break. And once a man understands that, he stops seeking approval. He starts leading, not leading her, leading himself. And in doing so, he becomes the kind of man women naturally follow, not out of obligation, but out of desire. If this video changed how you see attraction, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And don't stop here. Check out the other videos on this channel for more psychology, Stoic wisdom, and truths most people never talk about. Because once you understand the mind, you stop chasing desire and start becoming